in ranked. Arashi, we saw what a high and dry petrify Jawhead could do. GEEK fam, pick up the Masha. But again, I do want to just emphasize this Jawhead. If he goes for high and dry, if he goes to the jungle too, one-shot potential. We spoke about this back on behind the scenes.
To add to that, Jawhead does not require too many items to start having that 1v1 instant burst potential. And of course, we know that Fire, they're a team that's very adept in getting those pickoffs as well. So the Jawhead is going to be so vital in enabling that fact. But the audience comment here from Ted Joe Axel. Fire, respect is the key. Remember hashtag Fire.
Remember hashtag Fire. And if you guys want the emote as well, Ente Karangarang Ente is up
what does
and
it mean?
available. Well, Arashi, what does it mean?
It doesn't translate well to English, but it's just
nice try.
Nice try in Indonesia. In a dialect, in a certain dialect can mean you. So Ente Karangarang Ente. Sometimes you're nice try. That's a weird explanation. But
nice try sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's not nice try all the times. If it's nice try all the time, then they lose every single match.
And yeah, let's just jump into the Land of Dawn here for our opening game in match 2. Fire taking on GEEK fam. Take a look at that high. We'll have that retribution with killing spree though. Oof.
Well, you know, sure, the high and dry provides a little bit more damage, but the killing spree adds more sustain. So you're more dynamic as a jungler, which you kind of need sustain, right? When you're roaming all across the map, when you're looking for those crazy ganks, that sustain will help you a bit. But Jana is on the Paquito as well. Coming into this game, this is a very interesting matchup because I've never seen this matchup yet. The Jawhead versus the Paquito.
Wow. I think 1v1, the Jawhead has a lot of potential, man.
Clear as well.
I have always been an avid fan of Jawhead because it's so flexible. You can essentially play it almost anywhere because depending on what you need, you can max out different spells and get an advantage then. So in the jungle, as you mentioned, great clear, great ganks, and great 1v1. It really doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, we've been talking a bit too much, I believe, on about the Jawhead, right? Let's give some kudos to the Minsatar pick, because the Minsatar pick with the King's Calling, well, you can go for hooks as well.
Oh, Boyski here might be caught here, still be able to escape there with the skill 1, with the first skill rather. Yeah, Fire hasn't yet to pick up a kill.
Yeah, back again though, with the King's Calling, you can counter almost every single hero here. Elzura on the Valentina, Chadera on the 1-1, and Jana QT on the Paquito. No dashes in that area.
Beloyski and Luke as well, technically, they need mobility to be able to make any plays happen. But right now, a bit of change of pace here. Only Goni and Ranger Amas on the Indonesian desk will be going for GEEK fam.
I like it. I like the composition here from the side of GEEK fam. I'm not convinced that Jawhead will have a impact in this game. Well, we'll have to see here. Hi, please prove me wrong.
You have to remember the caster curse, man, Goni. You say that High is gonna absolutely pop off as they're playing for the Turtle right now. And Fire, they have a very scary early game composition.
It's 4v4 here in the Turtle area. It seems like High and friends, they are still in the upper, in a favorable trade there, favorable area. Fire picking up the first neutral objective in that Turtle. Ooh! That hook landed onto Elzura, not enough damage to take him down. Just, lower it down to half HP.
Yeah, and again, right? Fire, you can see not a lot of kills. No kills at all, actually, but they're already 1,000 gold ahead. How? The farming pattern of the Jawhead. You farm so fast. You clear the jungle so fast, Arashi.
And now with the extra pressure in the XP lane, High might just transition to try and invade into the jungle of GEEK fam. We talked again and again about the side lane pressure, and if you win a side lane, they can invade into the jungle with that additional pressure, with that extra member participating. This is a pattern we've seen a lot from Fire, and actually we saw it earlier again from Alter Ego, so maybe that is what they're going to do in the mid game. For now though, both teams seem to be taking it just chill, as there's no real need for any risky plays, because both teams I think scale pretty well.
Seems like the Fire, they are setting up top side. 4 members once again pressuring Kadira here, with GEEK fam still hovering top side as well, but no commitments to a fight just yet. Kadira really needs to be careful regarding his positioning.
Very, very careful.
Oh, real world revelation box. King's Calling as well, and Kadira will not be able to escape, but not for long as High will pick up the first kill. Kadira also picks up a kill as well, 1-for-1 there, but Beloyski is rather low. He needs to be careful. Azura, backup is coming with the real world revelation there. It's stolen away. High Kabuki facehugger immediately disengage.
One thing you can notice instantly here, High was very tanky. Is he building tank?
We'll just have to wait to see actually the item
no,
builds here, but no,
Heptases.
have to see. I think he might just be maxing out that second skill. I mean, Jawhead, as we mentioned, is so flexible depending on what skill you try and max out first, and I think a High of all people will know exactly when to adjust on that skill build.
Let's see. Coming again here into the bottom side. This is where Fluffy can actually have a lot to say, right? The winning lane already for the Fredrin up against the Masha. This is a matchup that we haven't seen a lot, but I guess right now, in terms of just dueling power, Fredrin is the best hero to win lanes.
Well, Fredrin has great dueling potential, and with that pressure, he brings multiple members of GEEK fam to the bottom side as Aura Fire go for the turtle.
Once again, High picking up the second neutral objective here. Remember, from the head-to-head stat as well, the numbers from side of our Fire for the first turtle rate is higher. So again, no surprises, GEEK fam. They are playing to respond. And item-wise here, it seems like Arashi, 1-1 has yet to pick up an item.
Ooh, 1-1 is only this steel leg place for now, and the heptases we saw earlier isn't there for High, so maybe not as ahead as we thought. Alyssa, though, with the Windtalker, we have a lot of clear as Fluffy goes 1v3 in the mid lane.
Nice cancel there, using a taunt onto Beloy, canceling the Numnon Blast. And again, 1,000 gold lead already for just the Melissa. So Kabuki is, he has a lot of resources to play with here in the next few minutes. 1-1, Chidera is forced to go to the mid lane to actually get farm. And as a gold laner, you want to maximize that gold lead or to just maximize the gold take from the buffed or the gold minions in that gold lane.
Again, here our Fire, they are in the lead of 2,000 gold lead here now. Luke, perhaps take a lot of heat here. Kabuki, take a look at the damage here. Luke's forced to pop that sprint, but Godiva in the backside looking for a flank as the bot turret looks for a fall. But now mid-side collapsed by GEEK fam. Numnium Blast just his own members away as the mid turret will not fall. Godiva will pull one member, and that is Beloyski. He will not be able to escape as High will pick up the kill. 2 kills to his name, as the bot structure will fall as well.
Oh, man. Wow, what? It's just like such a very fast tempo pickoff game, right? They have all the resources necessary to look for those kind of pickoffs, and even in the lanes itself, they drafted a winning lane Arashi, so it's just really tough for GEEK fam to really force anything to happen.
Oh, real manipulation in the mid side. Responded with a real world manipulation as well. Numnium Blast here, not popped just yet. As in the backside, Kadira will not pop that crossbow of tank just yet. No, not triggered. But in the mid side, perhaps will be the agenda here. But Turtle, once again, Aura Fire collecting all neutral objectives.
As you mentioned, their Aura Fire, they have a lot of strength in the early game, but late game, it's not even, they don't even fall off that bad. So right now, it's just so flexible. They can really just adjust to what GEEK fam is doing, and so far, whenever GEEK fam makes a move, Aura Fire is quick to rotate and punish that aggression. They have the lead in turrets. Not a single turret of Aura Fire has fallen right now, and they're going for more aggression onto the bottom side.
Seems like the mid turret in the bot turret, tier 2, will be the target here. Kabuki, Godiva, Facehugger is ready for a fight if needed, but again, Luke will not be able to somehow clear the way properly there in the mid side, though. Fluffy is not vulnerable. He is a veteran 1 by 1.
Wow.
Outer turrets collapsed.
Yeah, the siege potential of this composition is just quite nasty, honestly, at this point, right? They can zone people away from the tier 1, just playing in the enemy jungle, and because High is so tanky, yet it has so much damage in his kit, there's not really much that GEEK fam can do to respond to that. Jana has been farming really well up against this Jawhead, but it just feels like he's not really able to put any pressure back on the map against this composition.
I think the 1v1 potential between the Paquito, usually people are afraid of the Paquito because of the burst damage of the potential for the Paquito to snowball, but against the Jawhead, that really doesn't seem to be the case. High doesn't really mind dueling out with John Acuity, and with the rest of the members just having so much pressure, they can actually do a lot better. But right now, bottom turret being taken by the side of GEEK fam as Aura Fire, they make a play for the top side.
Yeah. They're trading it back really well, right? They're not really letting GEEK fam have a say in this game. Sure, you can go for the tier 1 in the bottom side. You can go even for the tier 2 in the bottom side, but you might actually lose a lot more in your jungle. They were able to steal the orange buff, full control of that top side, and that just leads to more map pressure.
Oh, Godiva with the King's Calling and Spear of Glory. Kadera will not be able to escape. Numium Blast connects onto his Godiva, but no follow-up damage just yet. Aura Fire, they are keeping that tempo very, very cleanly there. And again, a good setup to the right target.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Aura Fire, they've been letting GEEK Fam get those trades. Why have they been letting it happen? It's because they're going to the top side, not the bottom. Fluffy gets engaged on, but he's able to dish the damage back on.
A good bait there. Oh, Spear of Glory. Godiva bringing his team to glory as well. As GEEK Fam, though, will pop that sprint. But man, Aura Fire, they are angry in this match. A very clean execution.
They are gonna go for the purple buff as well, but Numium Blast!
Numium Blast connects onto our sphere, as in the backside, facehugger. Kabuki will not fall just yet. Go away, and as well as the Wind of Nature will pop, but Kabuki will fall as well. And now, this is the time for Kadera to shine, as he will pick a double kill. Fluffy, though, will find slight compensation there, taking down Azura. At the end of the day, it is 4-1. GEEK Fam bouncing back from this game.
All the setup in the world, but it's turned around after one fight and they're looking for more.
They might end here. Oh, never mind. Facehugger will be up in time. And now GEEK Fam, they need to take air of the lower top side here. GEEK Fam, this is the match that I've been waiting for. A lot of dramas already.
Aura Fire, man, they were a bit too careless. They go for the purple buff, not knowing that there was a setup in the bushes. They had to be very careful here because they have a very weak backline. And here, Janaki tries to expose that, but now he is being the target for the rest of the wrestles from Aura Fire.
Baiting that go away. Oh, I'm not sure it's that worth it. Kabuki will pick up the kill. Janaki quite isolated there, as GEEK Fam will definitely take care of the lower top side. But still, Siege is forward side of Aura Fire.
And that's the thing right now. If we're talking about GEEK Fam, how they can win team fights is that they need to go for those crazy, cheeky little engages.
Real Worm Ablation here. Take a look at that. Damage for Bloisky is not enough. But now, Kadera with that crossbow attack will take down a member as well. 1-for-1 as of right now. Fluffy dealing damage, but take a look at this. Azura immediately deleted in the map. Kadera still survived, but the base turret bot side will surely fall here with the damage from Kabuki and as well as High. Oh, never mind. GEEK Fam, are they looking for a re-engage? Perhaps they need to think twice.
Yeah, they need to think twice, maybe even thrice in this game. How they can win is if they get a very cheeky engage like we saw earlier in the purple buff. Voloisky needs to be able to look for those crazy Numium Blasts. But at this point, Aura Fire, they've caught on, right? You can't really pull that kind of miracle play twice.
Exactly, Aura will not let that happen. And honestly, even if a Numium Blast does land, as long as the backline stays secure, as long as Aura can kite back as per their game plan, it's going to be very difficult for GEEK Fam to get any meaningful thing, because we saw earlier, Kadera was able to pop the crossbow of Tang onto Kabuki of all people. That is so ideal for them. But right now we see if Kabuki is in position, he has the getaway, he has the Inspire as well, so that's a lot of damage and a lot of survivability for the backline of Aura Fire.
I feel like the side of Aura Fire, they need to itemize against Kadera here. So I saw a lot of anti-Kiras already built, so perhaps that farm is somehow already done. But we'll have to see here.
We'll have to see. Again, they might be able to actually siege this mid lane. Fluffy goes in aggressively. GEEK Fam needs to look for a very good opening right now. The Lord is up for grabs. It's the Enhanced Lord, and Luke.
Luke here, buying a lot of time here, but again, is this worth it, the trade? I feel like, sure, Manamasha, he needs to open a map.
They don't really need to go for these crazy, desperate plays. They're using the Lord to, again, bait GEEK Fam out of their base, Arashi.
Exactly. Aura Fire, though, they have a glowing one in the hands of Facehugger on the Give, so even the slightest bit of damage will turn into big impact in the fights.
Seeing here, Lord will be resetted by side of Aura Fire. They are not convinced that they will commit to that, but now High opening up the map here, taking a lot of heat as well. Let's take a look at the re-engage. King's Calling was popped. Gloisky is taking a lot of damage, but Jana Cutesy, the backside, will find one. And take a look at that Numium Blast, but Fluffy will find Kadera. A little wrong positioning there as Kabuki. The damage is just there, and all of the members from side of GEEK Fam is running for the hills.
Oh man, we mentioned it. The miracle play can't really happen twice, and it didn't catch Kabuki. Kabuki is the main target you should go for GEEK Fam, but he's so far back in these team fights.
That is the advantage Melissa has over a 1-1. You don't have the same kind of mobility, but the range advantage as well as the output, right? Being able to actually attack multiple members at the same time. If GEEK Fam goes for those clumped up team fights in an attempt to just confuse Aura Fire and dive towards that back line, Kabuki is going to do an insane amount of damage if he is not focused down properly.
Godiva bumping that King's Calling, and take a look at Beloyski. He gets taken down by Kabuki. It seems like Aura Fire has built enough space to collect the second Lord here, enhanced one, and Aura Fire again still with the control.
Very good, again, objective setup for the side of Aura Fire right now. They were able to bait GEEK Fam into a lot of these team fights. They might actually be looking for a concealed play up top. No, they don't want to go for that. Again, they need to learn from the mistakes, right? When you have the Lord, just play with it, right? Maybe don't go for those aggressive invades until the Lord actually spawns, so you have equal pressure on the lanes.
Right now, the macro play coming in from Aura Fire. They will try and match all three waves to crash at the same time. GEEK Fam, though, unfortunately for them, they do not have, a very good amount of clear in their composition. So Aura Fire, they can abuse this really, really hard. They have the high ground presence from a facehugger on that Eve, and they can use Kabuki as a sieging tool as well. So they might be forced to actually make a play of their own here as Fluffy goes into the base.
Whoa. Fluffy here will clear the bot and minions as well here, but he needs to be careful as Lord is now marching bot side. Base turret bot will fall. And now it seems like Aura Fire, they are still on the hunt. They are still on the siege, looking for the right opening here. Perhaps from that Spear of Glory, from Godiva. And now the mid base turret will be the target as Lord has reached the base. Because GEEK Fam, they will need to take care of that Lord. Done. Now, the defense will have to see her King's Calling on towards the backside. But take a look at this. Shaman QT will deal on damage, but take a look at Kabuki. He is free-hitting every member as two members now fall. GEEK Fam, they are looking rather shaky, but in front side, Ozura will not be able to survive. Forced to use the flicker, and that glowing one will not be able to take him down just yet. The base is exposed. Game 1, Aura Fire.
Aura take the victory in Game 1. GEEK Fam were able to push the game a little bit longer with that crazy play. Beloyski with a 5-man Numenon blast, but in the end, we said it, in the draft, that Minsathar just negates so much of GEEK Fam's composition.
It's crazy. It's such a good pick because it allows Godiva to make the insane plays, and at the same time, it disables the counter aggression coming in from side of GEEK Fam. Unless Aura get completely caught off guard. As we mentioned earlier, if they don't get flanked out, if they don't get corralled into a tough spot, the front to back is just way too strong. Melissa and a Yeef provided by the cover. The crowd